Well, it's now been 3 weeks actually since I did my last video, and I just had another doctor's appointment. And it was an extra week. I normally would go see Dr. Lindquist every 2 weeks. It's been an extra week because I was on vacation during one of those weeks, and that did bring me a little bit of, I don't want to call it anxiety, but certainly it made me take pause a couple of times because we were out camping with a bunch of friends, and there were lots of food choices available that, again, at arm's length, that I wouldn't necessarily have made for myself, and then, partook in a fair amount of that, and so I wasn't really looking forward to necessarily this next appointment, but so I did just get back, and I've lost another almost 6 pounds. So that's a total of just about 19, or a little over 19 pounds now. So just about 20 pounds, and I obviously that's really motivating. It feels really good. What's really kind of a little frustrating is that for a while now I've been saying to myself, if I could just lose that first 20 pounds, that'll really be what gets me motivated to get pushing and moving forward, and because I'll really see a big difference, and it'll really make a huge difference. So I gotta say, my pants are fitting a little looser, and when I'm putting shirts on in the morning, I'm not having to push them, stretch them out to make them not tight around my belly the way I was several weeks ago, and so that all feels great, and I'm feeling really satisfied and really good about that. I have to say that this program itself has also been super easy. I mean, I have found a rhythm that has just made it feel really like it's not something I'm doing. It's just I've opened myself up to more eating choices because I'm eating more frequently, and so every time I eat is a new opportunity to eat something else, and I'm eating 8 times a day, and it's really changed everything. It's changed my whole ability to maintain my energy throughout the day. I talked a little bit about being anxious and frustrated with my children when I would get home from work, and that really is just not even an issue in just a few weeks, how that's changed. I always suffered from my feet killing me, and what I just learned was that carbohydrate also acts as an inflammatory, and so I was having issues. I've been worked on my feet for many years, and I didn't realize that just a diet that's high in carbohydrate can affect your joints and create joint pain, and that's something I learned, because that's going away. The places where I've had those kinds of pains in my elbows and my knees and my feet. So it's really been amazing. And my vacation, as I said, I went camping, and there were carbs everywhere. I mean, my God, even we're all responsible for making dinner, and even I brought everybody's favorite dinner that I make every year, which is a big giant pot of linguine, and and man, I ate plenty of linguine, and there were days where there were chips and stuff out, and other snacks that were out throughout the day, and what the end result was? I still lost weight, and I would have a couple of chips, a couple in my hand, and I'd eat that, and that was enough. There was totally enough to be satisfied. You didn't have to sit there just shoveling them in, because I wasn't craving it. It wasn't like I was starving myself and craving, right, and feeling like I needed to shovel it all in. I was just like, oh, this is a nice, tasty little snack, and I'll have a couple, and that was enough. I'm finding myself getting full when I never would have been full before, because I'm eating lots of small meals, and my stomach, inside anyway, is being real consistent, and it's sort of how it's being used. And so, the idea of a giant meal like I used to eat is impossible. And the other thing is that when I really crave something, I have it. And but I can't even tell you when I had a craving for anything though. You know, it's always just been that'll be a nice to have, and not like, oh, I have to eat this to like stabilize. You know, which would have been for me like, if I don't eat an entire pint of ice cream right now, I'm gonna die. And I that certainly just doesn't happen anymore. So, you know, a little over a month into this process, I've lost about 20 pounds. You know, the fact that you can't really see that very much is a little frustrating because, you know, a normal person loses 20 pounds, you can see it right away. A guy, you know, who carries a lot, a fat guy like me who carries a lot of weight on, you know, if they lose 20 pounds, you don't really, you know, you're not getting that encouragement necessarily from those people around you. And so, you know, you got to find that in yourself. But I'll tell you, my clothes definitely are fitting looser, and I'm very happy about that. And I'm just feeling great about this process. I'm not journaling, not one thing. I haven't written down one thing that I've eaten, and I have not measured or weighed one thing that I've eaten this entire time, by the way. And although, you know, Dr. Linquist would like me to do that, and maybe ultimately I'll end up doing that when things change, or, you know, when I'm not sort of on target, because he said I'm right on track, you know, things are going very well. Maybe when I'm not on track and I have to push a little harder, I may have to be a little more militant about the calorie intake, but right now I'm just really feeling amazing. And I want everyone to feel amazing. I want everyone to feel this good. I feel really good. So, thanks, and stay tuned. I'll see you next time.